Lindsay said on her podcast that she's truly tired of the narrative that her ex picked up and sacrificed his career for her, which she said is not true. Rachel Lindsay was ordered to pay Bryan Abasolo close to $1 million in their January divorce settlement, including over $460,000 of spousal support. On the April 4 episode of her podcast, Higher Learning, the former bachelorette detailed her frustration at the alimony she has to pay, as she said they both made sacrifices in their relationship. Lindsay and Abasolo met on The Bachelorette in 2017 and got married in 2019. He filed for divorce in January 2024. Rachel Lindsay is over the narrative that her success is what led to the end of her marriage to Bryan Abasolo. The Bachelorette alum settled her divorce from Abasolo, 44, in January, just over a year after he filed. In the settlement, Lindsay was ordered to pay Abasolo a $500,000 equalization payment and owes him a total of $460,229 in spousal support, the first half of which had to be paid within 10 days of the filing. She has until January 7, 2026, to pay Abasolo the remaining half. Lindsay spoke out about the divorce and her frustration about how open her ex was about it on social media in the days following the settlement on her podcast, Higher Learning, but has largely stayed mute on the topic since. On the Friday, April 4 episode of Higher Learning, though, she got into some of the nitty-gritty of why she remains so frustrated at the sums she had to pay the chiropractor. One of the things that I want to say about my situation is I am truly tired of the narrative of, well, he's deserving of the money because he picked up and sacrificed his career for her. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this once, not true. She continued, the reason I said that my ex is not deserving of alimony is because we both made sacrifices in the marriage and I shouldn't be punished because I was successful during the time that we were married and he wasn't. Lindsay detailed her issues with people who take advantage of the system when it comes to spousal support, as she said, seemingly in reference to her ex, somebody who is fully capable of working, who is licensed in multiple states, who could go work for somebody or start their own business, or could be an influencer, or could use the platform that was given to them to leverage it into other things, should not be receiving spousal support. I'm not saying that my ex didn't deserve some sort of compensation. If you followed along, you saw that I was willing to give money. What I don't agree with is the taking advantage of the system, she continued. People laughed when I said he was a leech, but the reason that I said that in the first spousal support payment is because not only are you asking for spousal support, you're asking for my retirement, my stocks, my investments, like every single thing, tax refunds, every single thing that you could pull from, you were pulling from, she said. I would always be like, what do you want? What do you need? It was, I want half of everything you have plus spousal support, nothing in between. And that, to me, is wrong. During the podcast, she also addressed the narrative Abasolo had touted that he continually moved for her job at his own professional expense. In my situation, my ex did not move 3 times for me, she said. I want to say this one more time. My ex did not move 3 times for me. We moved to Dallas because he quit his job as soon as he won the show, and I did not, so that was the only option because I was still employed. They later moved to Miami, she said, leaving behind her legal job in Dallas for no job in Miami. Nobody considers that, she said. Then we moved to LA, and that was a we decision. I think if you followed the journey, you knew that I wasn't the only one who wanted to be in Hollywood. And that's all I'm going to say about that. The final thing that Lindsay, who met Abasolo on The Bachelorette in 2017 and married him in 2019, said about the divorce was that she thinks Abasolo's jealousy and resentment of her were the driving forces behind how he handled their divorce.